Thank you for joining us today for our supported home information session. Whether you are someone starting your aged care journey or you're already a customer of Proveda's, welcome. My name is Kaz, for those I haven't met, and I am the CEO here at Proveda. As you may or may not be aware, from the 1st of November, there will be a major overhaul of the aged care system in Australia, bringing with it changes to how participants received aged care at home. The team here at Proveda have been working tirelessly to make this transition as smooth as possible for our customers, sometimes against all odds, and we are feeling very ready for what is to come. I am joined today by the very knowledgeable Anna Butto and Dr. Melissa Slavin. Anna is the Manager of Quality and Risk at Proveda, and Melissa is our Manager of Service Delivery. We will have some time for questions at the end, so please take note of anything that comes to mind during the session. The chat function is disabled for this webinar, but what we ask you to do is pop your questions in the Q&A box at any time. You'll only be able to see your own questions, not anyone else's, but we will endeavour to get through those at the end if we can. Before we get started, I'd just like to begin with an acknowledgement of country. At Proveda, we acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we live, work and play, and we pay our respect to elders past and present. We recognise their continuing connection to land, waters and community. In the spirit of reconciliation, we honour Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people's deep knowledge and enduring care for country, which aligns with our own commitment to care, compassion and wellbeing. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to hand you over to Anna and Melissa as they dive into helping you understand the new supported home system and what it means for current and future aged care participants. And I'll leave you in their capable hands. Over to you, Anna and Melissa.
Thanks, Kaz. Hi, everyone. I'm Anna and I'm pleased to be here today to bring you up to date with all the information we have in relation to support at home. So let's start at the beginning. What is support at home? From the 1st of November 2025, there will be a new Aged Care Act in place, bringing with it a new aged care system called Support at Home, which will replace the current home care packages and short-term restorative care programs. The goals and benefits of the new Support at Home system are that it aims to offer more flexible and simple home care services, enabling older Australians to live independently, safely and comfortably in their own homes for longer. The program provides improved access to services, equipment and home modifications to help people remain healthy, active and socially connected to their community while giving older Australians more choice and control. Some of the key features of the program are that there will be a service list which has 3 categories: clinical supports, independence and everyday living, each with their own service types, services and participant contribution arrangements. The service list sets out what services you, as a participant, can and can't claim with your government funding. The services you are eligible to receive are based on your assessed needs and outlined in your Notice of Decision and Support Plan, which you will receive once assessed. Moving forward, there will now be 8 levels of funding instead of 4. If you currently have a home care package, you will be automatically assigned a Support at Home budget equivalent to your approved package level. Any unspent home care package funds can be retained and you can continue to use them to pay for the services you receive. If you require assistive technology and home modifications, your unspent funds will be prioritised to spend first. Just like the current system, if your current home care package is no longer sufficient, you can apply for a reassessment by a My Aged Care assessor. If you find you need more support, you will be given a higher Support at Home classification when one becomes available. Under Support at Home, pricing will be more transparent. You will be provided with a clear breakdown of exactly what you are paying for alongside government fact sheets for a better understanding of where your funds are being spent. As per the current system, providers are required to give their customers 1 month's written notice for any price amendments. If you were assessed before the 12th of September 2024, you are considered grandfathered and fall under the no worse off principle. If you weren't required to pay an income-tested care fee under the old system, you won't have to pay contributions under the support at home. If you were assessed after that date, you will be subject to the new contribution rates.
So why is the aged care system changing? Firstly, due to the Royal Commission findings. Royal Commission revealed fragmented services, a lack of transparency, and insufficient protections in aged care. Importantly, we are shifting to a rights-based care framework. The old 1997 Act just doesn't reflect the needs of older Australians today. The new Act puts you, as an older Australian, at the centre. More choice, stronger protections, and tougher rules for providers. It is also addressing the growing ageing population. The aged care reforms help prepare for rising aged care demand due to Australia's growing senior population. And you will receive better services that you can rely on. Support at Home aims to make sure care is safe, consistent, and high quality. New rules and clearer responsibilities means you get the support you need, when you need it, with less confusion. And what are the key changes? So first, we have moved to a single assessment system. There is now a unified assessment system which simplifies eligibility and care classifications for personalised aged care support. There will be flexible funding and price caps. From the 1st of November 2025, funding will be allocated quarterly. You can roll over up to $1,000 or 10% of your quarterly funding, whichever is higher. But any remaining funds beyond that will be returned to the government. From July 2026, there will be government-imposed price caps to ensure affordability and flexibility. Clinical services will be fully funded. Under the new system, nursing and allied health services will be fully government funded, removing out-of-pocket expenses for essential care. This means you won't have to contribute to your clinical care. In addition, there will be funding for assistive devices and home modifications, plus funding available for end-of-life pathway support, enhancing safety and dignity.
So now we know what support at home is. Let's start understanding how we navigate this new system. Let's talk about the Statement of Rights and Principles. The core rights of older Australians include dignity, respect, independence, empowerment, and freedom of choice in aged care services. In terms of equitable access and privacy, individuals are entitled to safe, quality care with privacy and person-centred communication. Older people have rights to advocacy and social connection. You can raise concerns without fear. If you don't feel comfortable raising your concerns, you are entitled to advocacy. Organisations such as OPAN and Seniors' Rights can support you. It is important you do not lose your social connections, as they're so important for your well-being. The guiding principles of aged care emphasise person-centred care, worker empowerment, governance, and accountability. Okay, now let's run through the types of care which will be available to participants from the 1st of November. The Support at Home program will deliver tailored in-home care, including nursing, personal care, and home modifications. Commonwealth Home Support Program, or sometimes referred to as CHISP or CHSP, provides entry-level support with daily tasks like transport, meal preparation, cleaning, and social activities, to name a few of the programs. According to the government, the current CHSP system will remain the same until at least the 1st of July 2027. Residential aged care is for people that can no longer live independently at home. Residential care offers 24-hour personal care, nursing, accommodation, and health service access. The flexible care programs address specific needs, including transition care and culturally appropriate services. What about the assessment process? How do you go about getting assessed? You can start by registering with My Aged Care online or via phone to initiate your assessment. You don't have to do this on your own. You can ask someone to support you through this process, as it can be quite daunting. The eligibility criteria is based on your age and your care needs, including special provisions for First Nations and homeless people. The assessment process involves an assessor evaluating your physical, cognitive, emotional, and social factors. The assessment is best done in your home to get the best understanding of your care needs. The outcome of the assessment is a personalised care plan, or as we at Proveda call it, a help plan for you, enabling access to suitable aged care services. I'm now going to hand back to Melissa, who will chat through what is available to you and how to access the services and support.
Thanks, Anna. So I'm sure you're all thinking, this all sounds great, but what does it mean for me when it comes to accessing support at home, in terms of what is available to me, and also, of course, how much will it cost me? So let's talk about what types of services and pathways are available. Clinical care services includes nursing, occupational therapy, physiotherapy, psychology, and other allied health services, which will now be fully funded by the government to maintain health. Independence services are services that support you to manage your daily tasks, covering things such as personal care, so that's assistance with showering or assistance with medication, transport, and social activities. It also includes some therapeutic services, such as acupuncture, chiropractor, diversional therapist, remedial masseuse, art therapist, osteopath, and also it includes respite care. Now, it is a bit confusing when it comes to those therapeutic services because some fall under clinical care and some fall under independence. It depends on the type of service and which type of professional is delivering it. If you would like to understand the difference, we can provide a full list of which service falls under which category. The next category is everyday living assistance. This includes meal preparation, cleaning, laundry, shopping, gardening, minor home maintenance and repairs. And then there are the specialised pathways. So this includes programs like restorative care, assistive technology funding, and end-of-life support, which will offer tailored help based on your needs. Now, while the government heavily subsidises aged care, there is a shift towards asking those who can afford to contribute to do so. It is a means-tested cost system. So how much you contribute to the cost of aged care support depends on your income and assets, which is determined by a means-tested assessment. As Anna mentioned earlier, if you were receiving a home care package on the National Priority System or assessed as eligible for a package on the 12th of September 2024, you are considered grandfathered and you will fall under the no worse off principle. If you are grandfathered and weren't required to pay an income-tested care fee under the old system, you won't have to pay contributions under support at home because you must be no worse off according to the government. One significant change from the 1st of November is that clinical services like nursing and physiotherapy are now fully government funded with no contribution required from you. And one of the major shifts under the new system will also be no separate management fees. There is a single care management fee capped at 10%. There is an online fee estimator tool to help ensure transparent aged care costs, and providers are required to provide you with a clear breakdown of where funds are being spent. So for those of you who were approved for a home care package more recently, so after the 12th of September 2024, or if you will enter support at home as a new participant, the government is asking that you contribute to your non-clinical care, which includes the everyday living and independence services. You can estimate your contribution rates using online calculators, but you will receive the exact amounts you'll be asked to contribute in a letter sent to you by Services Australia around the 1st of November. Participant contributions will be set at a rate per hour or per unit of service as a set percentage for each service type. This means you will pay the dollar amount set by your rate and the government will pay the remainder of the price as a subsidy to your provider, and the rate will be based on the type of service received. Now you can see in the table here what the range of expected participant contribution rates are based on pension status. As mentioned, your exact rate that you will be paying will be based on your income and assets and will be provided to you in a letter from Services Australia. Also, there will be a $130,000 lifetime cap on contributions to protect those who received aged care for a long time. There is a combined cap with the non-clinical care contribution for residential aged care. If you are worried about being able to afford your participant contributions, you can speak to My Aged Care about financial hardship assistance. There are specific eligibility criteria, and you can find out more information from My Aged Care. Now remember that grandfathered participants, that is, those who were receiving a home care package on the National Priority System or assessed as eligible for a package on or before the 12th of September 2024 will be no worse off under Support at Home. So you can see what the contribution rates are for grandfathered participants in this table. These should align with what you are currently paying. So you can see the full pensioner who will be grandfathered, who paid 0%, will continue to pay 0% across all services. Also, it's worth noting that grandfathered participants will continue to have an $82,018 lifetime cap. Once you are approved for support, you'll receive a number of things. So, firstly, you will receive a care classification determining eligible services, and funding is then allocated quarterly, so every 3 months. You will also receive a personalised care plan that will be co-developed with you, outlining your goals, your preferences and safeguards, as well as a notice of decision which you can share with your provider. Remember that registered providers will be required to deliver services while adhering to rights and quality standards, ensuring consistent care. Further, care plans, or as we call them, help plans, will be regularly reviewed and will include mechanisms for feedback and reassessment if needed. It is so important to make sure you choose a service provider that is the right fit for you and your needs and who can give you the support you deserve. But you may well be asking, how do you choose and what are the makings of a good service provider? Anna will talk you through that now.
Okay, so you have made it through navigating the aged care process and have been approved for support. The next task is choosing a provider, or if your support has just been increased and you're unhappy with your current provider, you can choose a new one. But where to start? The My Aged Care website offers provider search tools where you can compare providers by location, services, costs, and availability for informed choices. An important part of evaluating provider quality is to consider the provider's compliance with the Statement of Rights and financial transparency to ensure quality and trustworthy care. If you are assessing personalised care, you can check if providers offer culturally appropriate care, respect individual preferences, and maintain clear communication by doing your own research. It is a big decision once you have shortlisted your preferred providers by visiting websites, reading reviews, and having direct conversations with providers of choice. This helps you gain a deeper insight into their services, their care, and by chatting to the team. Ask questions about what additional services the provider offers that might assist you and come at no cost. Like, do they provide any volunteer support services or dementia services or social groups? And make sure you consider whether the provider you choose now is also going to be able to support you into the future as your needs change. What if you are unhappy with your current provider? Communicate with the provider. It's really important to start by directly communicating your concerns with the aged care service provider to seek resolution early. If your complaint is unresolved after communicating with your provider, your complaint can be lodged through the Aged Care Quality and Safety Commission complaint system, who have legal protections for you. The Aged Care Quality and Safety Commission investigates complaints with powers to enforce compliance. The good thing is the reforms promote transparency, accountability, and consumer advisory bodies to improve care quality for all older Australians.
There is certainly a lot to take in with the new system, but the good news is there is plenty of support available. Of course, the team here at Proveda are always happy to help. If you are a current customer, then you can call your Care Circle coordinator at any time with any questions or concerns you may have.
If you are not a current customer, our service team will be more than happy to help you with any questions you may have in relation to the new Support at Home program, starting your aged care journey, or offering guidance if you're looking to change providers. You can also visit the My Aged Care website or give them a call. We now have time to take some questions, so please feel free to pop any questions you may have in the Q&A box on Zoom, and we will do our best to answer these.
I can see a few have come up already, Anna. So thank you. Maybe if I read them out, Anna, because I think your knowledge is so fantastic. You can probably answer most of these. First question is, do we need a reassessment?
That's a good question. If you are currently on a home care package, you will be automatically, as they say, grandfathered into the new system, so you won't need a reassessment. You'll only need a reassessment if your needs change and you need extra funding.
Thank you. And the next one, who provides the home assessment with Proveda?
We have at Proveda what we call care advisors. So they will come out and talk to you and understand your needs. And then if you decide that you want to become a Proveda customer, we then have care circles. And within that care circle is a care coordinator. And they will come out and work with you and work through your budget and also your help plan.
Thank you. And we have had a request for the list of which of those therapy services fall under clinical and which fall under independence. So perhaps we will look at the best way to share that with you, perhaps in the next newsletter if you are subscribed. Otherwise, please send us an email. If you're not subscribed to those update newsletters, please send us an email at hello@proveda.com.au and we can add you to that mailing list. We are providing some regular updates coming up to the 1st of November. Thank you from Glenda for your positive feedback. Joseph, I'll read yours out. If grandfathered participants are moved to a higher home care package after the 1st of November due to a reassessment, will the participants still be eligible to pay $0 for services, or will they be required to pay a contribution after moving the home care package in the same way that a non-grandfathered participant does?
That's a really great question. Thanks, Joseph. If you are grandfathered, your grandfathering remains the whole time that you're in the Support at Home system. So you continue to be grandfathered even if you change funding levels. So that means that if you don't pay anything towards services now and you're grandfathered into Support at Home and then you're reassessed to another level, you'll continue to pay $0 for services.
Yeah, that's great news. When we discovered that, we were really pleased. Kelly has asked, I'm not sure if you've got this off the top of your head, Anna, but we'll see how we go. What's the approximate wait time from assessment to approval, please? Because I know it's recently changed, hasn't it?
It has changed, and it's totally dependent on your priority, whether you're urgent or whether you're deemed low priority. So I do believe that it has lessened, but there's still between 6 to 18 months waiting times that I'm hearing. So hopefully it will get less, and the aim for support at home is to reduce that waiting time to a maximum of 3 months. So let's hope that that actually comes to fruition.
Do my providers still bill me at the same rate?
That is going to be different under support at home. The pricing is quite, because they have removed that package management and they've capped care management. The other thing that they have done is that the government has put rules around the hourly rate. So that hourly rate has to include, for example, travel, the cost of training, the cost of administration, etc. So there will be a change in those hourly rates. And we encourage people to not compare your current hourly rates with the new support at home rates, because it's like comparing apples and pears.
Thank you. If you are eligible to receive a package, but the assessor deems that help is not needed, can you be declined?
It will be based on your assessed needs. So if the assessor does deem that you're not eligible in terms of assessed need, then potentially it could be declined. It's based on that assessed need for. And when they talk about assessed needs, it looks at your ability to carry out activities of daily living to keep you safe and independent in your own home. So if you're still very independent and driving, and you can prepare your own meals and do your own cleaning, then they may decide that you're not eligible at that time, even though you are eligible in terms of age, etc.
Thank you. And how long from requesting an assessment to getting one at your home, please?
Again, that is dependent on your assessed need, whether you are a high priority or urgent or you're low priority.
And can you please explain how the old care and package management fees are now rolled into the new charges?
Yes, so as I said before, the new charges are going to be quite different for that hourly rate of services, because providers can no longer charge that package management fee. And that package management fee covered all those administrative charges like compliance, like training, etc. And so that is going to impact on the hourly rates of the new services.
Fantastic. Now, if someone is on an HCP, but they go to residential aged care, but then they decide to return home again, will they fall under the new rules?
Oh, Kerry, I can't answer that without going and having a look. So can we come back to you on that one? I need to check so that I don't give you the wrong information. Are you able to pop in either your number or your email address, Kerry, and I'll give you a call.
Thank you, Anna.
Send you an email.
Thank you, Joseph. You're very welcome. Are there some services not covered in support at home that were part of the old HCP program?
So as you all know, with the inclusions and exclusions list of home care packages, they have tightened what can be covered and funded under a home care package. With the move to support at home, there's more of an emphasis on covering things that provide care and keep you safe and independent and in your home. So for example, pest control, that would be covered if you had a rodents and cockroaches, etc., that were impacting on your safety and well-being, whereas that annual cost of having pest control would not be covered. The same with window cleaning. For example, if it was impacting on your safety and well-being, then they would cover the window cleaning, but that annual cleaning of windows wouldn't be covered. So yes, there are some changes. The service list is very clear on what is in scope and what is out of scope. And all your providers will have to include that service list in your service agreement.
Thank you. And how long does it take to get approval for a CHSP?
The approvals for CHSP is dependent on the assessor availability. So it should take less time than for support at home. I couldn't, it's depending on where you live, is dependent on how quick that assessment is. But again, it's a single assessment program going into the new support at home. So hopefully they will reduce that assessment time.
And Glenda has asked, will my providers be notified? I assume about the general changes that are coming up.
So here at Proveda, we're doing fireside chats for our associated providers so that they are across all the changes with support at home. If your provider is a registered provider, they will have to be across all the changes. So hopefully everyone should know what's happening come the 1st of November.
We also have our provider newsletter as well, don't we, Anna?
Yes,
so keeping in regular contact with them. Do you foresee any changes in the law or rules for assets and income tests?
Imelda, I cannot answer that because that would be a government decision, and yes, that's out of my knowledge. Sorry.
And I can answer the next question. Is the earlier part of the talk available, please? Because I had to enter a little bit late. Yes, we are going to share the recording with everyone who's been registered and also everyone who receives our Support at Home newsletter. So if you're not signed up for our Support at Home newsletter, do make sure that you let us know you'd like to receive those. Hope that you're finding those helpful. Is there an estimate of how much we should expect hourly rates to increase because of the inclusion of all of the administrative expenses, cost of training, etc.?
So providers will be publishing their minimum, maximum and standard hourly rates. If, as in Proveda, where we work with associated providers, we are working really hard to get that information available as quick as possible. So we're hoping to get that to our customers soon. But yes, it's definitely a work in progress. And once the support at home starts on the 1st of November, then providers will also have to publish on the MAC portal their common price. So that will look at the common price for each service for the last 3 months. So then you can compare prices. And that's why the government has worked really hard to get that standardized pricing to enable people to compare different pricing.
If you're a current customer, of course, you would have received our price list. And if you've received the new Support at Home service agreement that has the price list appended, but it is just our range. It's a minimum and maximum. So I'm sure you're after the exact hourly rate. Once I'm approved and begin receiving my package, how long does it last before I am reassessed? For example, is it just 1 year or longer than that?
That's a great question. Once you're approved for your package will continue at that funding level under Support at Home until your needs change. And if your needs change, then we recommend that you have a reassessment and then you would receive higher funding if you're deemed eligible for those extra needs. So no, your package lasts until your needs change.
Thanks, Anna. Would you like a break? I think I can take the next one.
That'd be great. Thanks, Melissa.
Thank you. Is Proveda just for people in the Northern Beaches? Absolutely not. We're definitely wider than Northern Beaches. We cover all of Northern Sydney quite comprehensively, and even go beyond Northern Sydney for some services. For CHSP, we are limited to and it's quite a large definition of what constitutes Northern Sydney. For HCP and moving into support at home, it is mainly dependent on where we have provider availability, but we certainly go beyond the reach of Northern Sydney. So if you're outside of that and you'd like to inquire about signing up with Proveda, we certainly are very happy to speak with you. Do we need to sign a new agreement with our provider for support at home, or is our old one okay?
So each provider is approaching this differently. Here at Proveda, we are asking all our customers to sign a new agreement. And the reason for that is that the new agreement aligns with the new Aged Care Act, which will come into force on the 1st of November. So some providers are asking for a variation in contract, but at Proveda, we've chosen to go with a new agreement just for that alignment and compliance with the new Aged Care Act. And we are cognizant of the fact that it is a very long agreement, but there's a lot of new legislation that needs to be outlined and explained to people. So the important thing about the agreement is making sure that you understand it. And we're working with your provider or our care coordinators to have that explained to you.
Thank you. Glenda's got some more questions just around the charges. I think perhaps, Glenda, if you wouldn't mind just popping into the Q&A your contact details. No one else will see it, just us here at Proveda, and we'll follow up with you individually to help you understand the fees and charges. What is the MAC portal?
The MAC portal is the My Aged Care portal. So that's a portal for providers, and also My Aged Care is where you can ring and start your aged care journey.
So it's an online sort of database,
Yes.
isn't it, Anna?
Yeah, that's correct.
And we've also had a request for the price list to be emailed, or is it available on our website?
If you can pop your email, we can send it through.
This is a good question. What is the change that is happening in 2027?
So what happened was initially the Commonwealth Home Support Program and the home care package, so the first 2 levels of aged care, were all going to roll into support at home on the 1st of July 2025. The government realised that this was a massive change, and so then they decided to take a staged approach. So the first stage is the home care packages rolling into support at home on the 1st of November 2025, and then that second stage is when the Commonwealth Home Support Program is supposed to roll into support at home. But we will watch this space, as there are a few rumours that it may not actually happen then. So who knows?
I was at a conference a couple of weeks ago where the minister spoke, and I think a number of us noted that he was very careful with his wording. He said at least 2027. So I think, yes, stay tuned. Noni has asked, is there an equivalent service to Proveda in the ACT in Canberra?
Absolutely, Noni. I'm sure there are a number of services. Again, if you pop your either phone number or email, we can send you a link through to the My Aged Care service provider finder tool, and then you can have a look. You can just pop in your postcode in that tool, and it will pop up with all the different services that are available for you.
Fantastic. Thank you, Anna. What is Proveda's new management fee? That's from the same person who asked about the price list earlier.
So in terms of management fee, the only fee that providers can charge under support at home is a care management fee, and that's capped at 10%. So that's why we discussed how that service hourly rate will change, because those fees that were covered under the package management fee will now be rolled into the service hourly rate.
Fantastic. And also, just for anyone who has any additional questions, we do offer free 15-minute consultations. So if you'd like to chat with us, you can book via our website, proveda.com.au. Just click on Book a Consult button on the top right of that website. And I think one last question, can I keep my current providers?
Definitely. So yes, you will be able to keep your current providers. That should be no issue.
Yes, as we said earlier, we've done quite a lot of work to make sure the providers understand the changes and that we're working well with them. So we don't foresee any changes there. Might just give it one more minute in case. Thank you for the people who have shared their contact details. Oh, we've got.
Thank you for all these wonderful questions. It's lovely to see everyone engaged and asking questions.
Thank you. Yes. One more question. So if an agency charged $55, what's the price after?
That again will be dependent on the agency themselves. The service providers that are associated providers, their hourly rate should not change significantly. So it will be dependent on what the travel involved, etc. So yes, it's very hard. It's got to be individual service by service to understand that. So Sylvie, unfortunately, I can't answer that.
And someone's asked about the daily fee.
There are no daily fees. They have gone with the new supported home program.
Thank you. I'm very close where I live to the postcode you've entered. So I think off the top of my head, Proveda might be pushing it a little bit to provide services in our area, but we certainly can send you some information on how to access information around the finding a suitable provider. So thank you for your email address. And what was the lifetime cap, please? So I can answer that because I've got it on the top of my head, I think. So for current HCP customers who will be grandfathered, it remains the same. So that was roughly $82,000. Thank you. And for new supported home people that won't be grandfathered, who will be entering into the new scheme, it will be $130,000. And thank you, Noni, for your email address. We'll get back to you. Yes, please. If anyone would like to be added to our mailing list, let us know. Or as I say, you can book a consult by going to our website and clicking at the top right. All right, I think that's probably about it. So we'll wrap it up there. You will be provided with a copy of this recording, and you do have our contact details. So if there are any other questions, please feel free to let us know.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us today.